Name another rabbit hole that goes as deep as Bitcoin. You. Yes, you. Have you ever experienced a revelation? A moment in time when your worldview is shattered. It can happen suddenly, or it can seep into your life over time. Either way, you receive undeniable information that means you simply have to change your opinion on a subject. In other words, the proverbial rabbit hole. For me, there's a clear winner: Bitcoin. However, it turns out that there are many other important areas to investigate. Are you an investor looking to improve the performance of your portfolio? Are you researching Bitcoin? Or maybe you've just stumbled across this story as a result of the numerous other fields that are connected to money. Whoever you are, stick with me to the end and we'll open up a wide array of fantastic subjects for discussion. Most importantly, we'll look at the numerous areas that an innovation in money impacts. So, to say the least, you'll be extremely well versed for the next Sunday lunch with your family. Who doesn't like lifelong learning? Let's dive in. For me, a defining aspect of intelligence is the ability to alter one's opinion when the facts presented change. This means one has to be open to being wrong, admitting failure, or maybe even apologizing, which, as we all know, can be a very hard thing to do. No one likes backtracking. The truth is, though, every single day we wake up and spend our entire waking life constantly course correcting, optimizing decision making. Could I get there faster? Maybe this is cheaper. Is that stronger? Just think about what happens when you move house. You need to relearn all the routes back to the property by car, on foot, or public transport. It's possible, it just takes time. Now, what happens when a new tool to utilize enters the picture? This could be as simple as a kitchen knife, fire, or the very latest iPhone. We optimize our life to incorporate this new technology. It takes time, but we do it. The same applies to money. Money is a technology that was developed to solve the double coincidence of wants problem. I have a cow, you have oranges. We could barter trade, but it's easier to accept money, a tool that is a frictionless middle ground, or the market's most saleable good, as the Austrian economists like to call it. For me, diving down the proverbial Bitcoin rabbit hole has been a bottomless journey of important life lessons. It was entirely unexpected, whilst it touches on every facet of life. I did not expect to be delving into the history of central banking, the importance of property rights, the effects of time preference. But, on reflection, it's not a surprise that the subjects touched upon are so diverse, given money touches everything, an absolutely critical tool to human society. Safe to say, it's rewiring my brain, and I've had to unlearn a number of subjects. The most important of which was the insidious nature of the Cantillon effect enabled by modern monetary theory. Fiat currency is corrupt to the core. We must upgrade to a fairer system, which is precisely what we're in the process of doing, thankfully. So, to my mind, studying Bitcoin has been the ultimate rabbit hole, unlike anything else I've ever experienced before. But that's just me. Turns out there are multiple additional areas that people are steering me towards. Indeed, Twitter absolutely blew up when I talked about this recently. Areas that friends have found deeply impactful are consciousness, ethics, law, mythology, philosophy, religion, spirituality, just to name a few of the 350 or so comments that I received. Point being, a whole new world of study is opening up, which I relish the challenge of diving into. Where was I wrong before? How can I think differently about that? Who is the right source of that information? Which brings me to an important point. As an investor, I now like to ask the question, why do I own what I own? Due to the fact Bitcoin totally alters the landscape of multi-generational wealth management. What's not to like about improving my capital growth potential at a lower risk? You tell me. But the important point is, I'm now also finding myself asking, why do I know what I know? Which is something I also encourage you to ask as well. Who benefits from the information I've been given as truth in my lifetime? When the status quo financial system has enabled a handful of people to create money out of thin air, it alters the incentive structure for the whole society, with proximity to the monetary spigot paramount. Make no mistake, fiat currency has its fingers in all the pies it possibly can: agriculture, education, healthcare, just to name a few. Which means all these industries have been corrupted to some extent. Ask yourself, who creates the government food guidelines? Who sets the syllabus at school? Who profits from the medication? The key here is to start asking questions. Now, it's not my job to persuade you, but rather to open up the discussion. Let's have a debate. Together, we can come to a consensus. Let's seek out the truth. As a final shout out, I've recently been getting a huge amount of value from Sama Cathro, a meditation teacher I've been working with, feeling into intuition, leaving behind the rational mind, asking what it means if the universe has my back. New opportunities are opening up. It's been quite a learning curve. In short, I'm very much diving down the spirituality rabbit hole. Now, we'll have to wait and see where that takes us. Thank you so much. All the best, Jake. P.S. As always, I'd love to hear from you, so please DM me with any questions you may have. And P.P.S. If you haven't already, check out my Bitcoin Book Bible, which is a free ebook you can download from my website, mrjakewoodhouse.com, with a curated list of 35 books for every investor to educate themselves. Until next time.